Overrated or underrated, it's the part of the show where we talk about Manchester United players from past or present, and we decide whether or not their time at Manchester United is overrated or underrated. It's exactly as it says on the tin. So this week, it's me doing it for you, Mr. Paul Cropper.
Mhm.
Who did we have last week? I like to test you on these things. It was you that
I
came up
don't
with it, mate.
It was. Dennis Irwin, wasn't it?
There we
Legend.
go. There we
Legend
go.
Dennis Irwin, yeah.
Dennis Irwin. So this week, I'll read out the stats and then you can guess. Do you want me to read out all the stats first and then you can
Go on.
guess?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Feel free to interject at any point. Right. Okay. This player played 387 games for Manchester United, scoring 26 goals throughout those games. He has 6 Premier League titles, 2 FA Cup titles, 1 Champions League, 1 Intercontinental Cup, and go on. No,
I
go
was
on.
going to say Nicky Butt. Nicky Butt, he's not scored that many goals.
He's got it in one. He
Is it?
doubted himself. He doubted
Hey!
himself, but he got it in one. Well done, lad. Well done. Now,
Oh, come on, lad.
the last clue was he was also named in the 97-98 Premier League Team of the Year, starting 11,
Was he
which
really?
I should have started with that because I think that might have thrown you because I
He
don't
very
remember
definitely would
him.
have thrown me.
I don't remember that. So, Nicky Butt,
Mm.
regardless of what you think of him on podcasts these days, he does have his good points. He has his bad points as well. But Nicky Butt, overrated or underrated in a Manchester United shirt?
Straight away, underrated. Nicky Butt was brilliant. Loved him. Loved him as a player. I don't mind him as a pundit either, to me. I think he talks a lot of sense. Local Mank, local Baldy. Um,
I'm sure that's how he likes to be described. Local
yeah,
Baldy,
yeah.
Nicky Butt. Yeah.
he he came in with the other lads, didn't he? And never really got the credit he deserved because he wasn't a flash player. But Sir Alex Ferguson loved him because he was a scrapper. He didn't mind a fight, put himself about. But I feel like that doesn't do his football ability the the credit he deserves because he was a very good footballer, Nicky, but would work box to box, as the perfect mentor in Roy Keane to learn from. So very, very similar. He wasn't as good as Roy Keane, but he wasn't a far off, to be fair. Champions League player, did well in Europe because they weren't used to that kind of someone booting you with it in Europe. And he did the dirty stuff really, really well. Tidy on the ball, could pass, ran all day. So Alex Ferguson, interestingly enough, kept him for certain games, didn't he? He said,
Mm.
I'm not going to play you on that nice grass. You can wait until we play on that cow patch next week, and you'll do the job there." And so Alex Ferguson were brilliant at using kids like that, to be honest. But Nicky Butt, completely underrated for me, Nathan. He would be worth now. You're talking about what United need in that midfield. Nicky Butt would be perfect, wouldn't he? He would.
Mm. Yeah. I think the thing for me with Nicky Butt, like I agree, he's underrated, I think.
Completely. Yeah.
Because I think again, because he left the club and he went to Newcastle and he basically jobbed around for a while and he didn't really hit the heights again. I think he won the championship with Newcastle, like got promoted with them. Um, like he's a very good and tidy player. The reason why he didn't get the same sort of plaudits as a Paul Scholes, as a Roy Keane, as a David Beckham, was because there was no real speciality to him. Like there wasn't a, and it's to his credit as well, like a great all rounder, a great professional, a little bit like Dennis Irwin, like we said, last week. You always knew when you put him in the side, you'd always get like a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 mostly for Dennis Irwin. But I think players like that, and this might sound harsh, if you've not carved out a niche for yourself and you're a bit part player, do you look back on your career and wonder, like, I should have done more of this, I should have done that? Like, I think he should have stayed at United. He should have been a lifer at United. I know he wanted to get out and go and try, like he wanted to go and do different stuff, and he wanted to be a first team player. But he's twice in his career that he's left Manchester United to go off and do his own thing, and it's it hasn't quite worked in that same way.
Yeah, he's not a flash. He was never a flash player, was he? But he'd never
Mm,
let you down, and that's as a manager or as another centre midfielder, you'd love to have Nicky Butt in your squad, um, and to play alongside you because he made other players around him, and this is just trying to give him more credit. He made them look better than he because he would do the work that some other players couldn't. A lot of that United team, because they were that good, they did work like mad, but he epitomised that, and he wouldn't have been in that team if he wasn't as good as he was. So to be there, he had to be top, didn't he? Top.
yeah,
England international, uh, but he was he was in a generation of ultra world class, if that's a thing
yeah,
centre midfielders want it.
yeah.
And
No,
yeah, but yeah, so he wasn't quite there, was he? Technically, he's not going to score you 30 yarders. He's not gonna beat six men and slot it in the bottom
mm,
corner. It would appear later, score a couple of headers. Like you said, I didn't realise he got that many goals. It's not a bad goal record when you think about it.
yeah.
But he would give you 100% every single time he went on that pitch for Manchester United. And that's all you can ask for sometimes. Fans loved him. I loved him. Thought he was brilliant.
Do you think there's like a case for fans of today not actually remembering Nicky Butt in the same way? Do you think that because obviously in terms of history for anything, it's only the people that like me and you that are capable of preserving it. It's the people that saw what was good previously that we we can't go to highlight reels of Nicky Butt. It'd be very short. Do you know what I mean? Like in terms of the if you wanted like a full TED talk on this is how a model professional acts, I'm sure you could do 2 hours. But when it comes to what people watch and consume these days, it's highlight clips of players at their peak. Zlatan Ibrahimovic scoring like outrageous goals. It's like David Beckham crossing from ridiculous angles. It's Paul Scholes rattling in volleys off the crossbar. With Nicky Butt, it's up to me and you to preserve this because
Yeah.
unless we
Yeah.
talk about it, same with Dennis Irwin to a certain extent, we don't talk about these things. People forget. The younger generations are just like, nah, he's that guy that's on the podcast with Paddy McGuinness. Like,
Yeah.
what does
Well,
he know
it's good.
about football?
It's it's not going to be well. What it'd be is a Nicky Butt 5 yard pass or a Nicky Butt snaps into a tackle, and that's what his highlights would be. So it's but I love that. I love that as a centre midfielder. Nicky Butt nowadays would be well if it's talking about Gamares and that being worth 80 million. Nicky Butt would be worth 100 million, wouldn't it? Nowadays, he just for that tenacity that he had and his attitude to the game. Love Nicky Butt. Love it. Get in there.